Every week, like clockwork, my trash cans lay scattered across my lawn, contents spilling into the street. It wasn't an accident. Karen Mitchell, the HOA's self-appointed enforcer, made it her mission to target me. Why? My skin was the same as hers, but my heritage wasn't American enough for her pristine neighborhood. Her smug glares and whispered slurs fueled my anger. I'd had enough. I devised a plan so clever it would expose her prejudice to everyone. What I did next left her speechless, and the neighborhood forever changed. Want to know how I turned the tables? James Carter had lived in the quiet, manicured Willow Creek subdivision for 3 years. A software engineer in his mid-30s, he'd bought the modest 2-story home with savings from years of hard work. The neighborhood, with its neat lawns and picket fences, seemed like the perfect place to settle. James, a white American with Italian ancestry, took pride in his home, keeping it pristine to avoid trouble with the HOA. But trouble found him anyway, in the form of Karen Mitchell. Karen, a 50-something real estate agent with a permanent scowl, ruled Willow Creek's HOA with an iron fist. Her emails about mailbox colors and lawn heights were legendary, but James noticed something darker. Karen's scrutiny always lingered on him. At first, he thought it was his imagination. After all, he blended into the mostly white neighborhood. But then came the comments. "Your last name doesn't sound very American," she'd said at a community meeting, her smile sharp as a blade. Whispers of foreigner followed, despite his family's generations in the U.S. His Italian roots, evident in his olive-toned skin and dark hair, seemed to offend her sense of the neighborhood's purity. The trash can incidents started small. One Monday, James found his bins tipped over, recycling strewn across his driveway. He chalked it up to wind or kids. But it happened again and again. Each time he'd clean up, gritting his teeth. Then he caught her. Through his kitchen window, he saw Karen march across his lawn, glance around, and shove his bins over with a deliberate kick. Her expression wasn't anger. It was contempt. James's blood boiled. He wasn't just dealing with a petty neighbor. This was personal, rooted in her prejudice against his heritage. He couldn't confront her directly. Karen's influence in the HOA was ironclad, and she'd twist any accusation into a victim card. He needed something smarter, something undeniable. James began documenting everything. He installed a small security camera above his garage, angled to catch his front yard. The footage was damning. Karen, week after week, striding over at dawn, knocking over his bins, and once even spitting on his lawn. The videos captured her muttering. Words like outsider and doesn't belong, barely audible but unmistakable. Each clip tightened the knot in James's chest. This wasn't just about trash cans. It was about her trying to push him out, to mark him as less than her ideal of American. He shared the footage with a neighbor, Tom, hoping for an ally. Tom shrugged, saying, "That's just Karen being Karen. Don't rock the boat." Others echoed the sentiment, unwilling to challenge her. James realized the neighborhood's silence enabled her. Her prejudice wasn't loud or overt enough to spark outrage. It hid behind standards and community pride. But James saw it for what it was, racism dressed up as HOA rules. His Italian heritage, a point of pride, had become her excuse to target him. The incidents escalated. Karen left anonymous notes in his mailbox, accusing him of lowering property values with his messy bins. The notes never mentioned his heritage outright, but the implication was clear. James's frustration grew, but so did his resolve. He spent nights researching HOA bylaws, looking for leverage. He found nothing airtight. Karen was too careful. Confronting her would only make him the bad guy. Instead, he decided to expose her in a way she couldn't dodge. He ordered a custom trash can, one designed to make a statement. It was expensive, but worth every penny. He also upgraded his cameras, ensuring crystal clear footage. The plan was risky, but he was done being her target. The new trash can arrived, a sleek stainless steel model with a lockable lid and a bold engraving. Heritage honored, hate ignored. James placed it curbside, knowing Karen would see it as a challenge. He set his cameras to record in high definition, adding a second angle for good measure. That Monday, he watched from his window. Karen appeared, her face twisting as she read the engraving. She hesitated, then shoved the can with all her strength. It didn't budge, bolted to a concrete base. Her frustration boiled over. She kicked it, cursed, and finally spray-painted "Go Home" across the side. James's heart raced, but he stayed calm. He had her. The footage was undeniable. Karen's face, her actions, her words caught in 4K clarity. He uploaded the video to the neighborhood's private forum, titled simply, "This is who leads our HOA." He included a short post. "For months, I've been targeted for my Italian heritage. This ends now." Within hours, views skyrocketed. Neighbors messaged him privately, shocked but not entirely surprised. Karen's reign of subtle prejudice had left others uneasy, but no one had dared speak up. At the next HOA meeting, James played the video on a projector. The room fell silent as Karen's actions filled the screen. Her face paled. She stammered, claiming it was a misunderstanding. But the evidence was overwhelming. Neighbors who'd once stayed quiet now spoke up, sharing their own stories of Karen's veiled bigotry against Latino families, Asian newcomers, anyone who didn't fit her narrow vision. The board voted to remove her as HOA president that night. Karen left in disgrace, her influence shattered. James's trash cans stood untouched after that. The neighborhood felt different, lighter, as if a weight had lifted. New HOA leadership prioritized inclusivity, and James's video sparked conversations about unspoken biases. He didn't feel like a hero. He felt relieved. His heritage, once a target, became a bridge as neighbors shared their own stories of pride and struggle. The custom trash can remained, its engraving a quiet reminder of what he'd fought for. But the victory wasn't just about Karen's downfall. It was about exposing the insidious ways prejudice hides, behind rules, smiles, or standards. James's stand forced Willow Creek to confront its silence, to see how complicity enables harm. He wondered how many others faced similar battles, their stories buried under fear or dismissal. His fight wasn't just for him. It was for anyone made to feel less than in their own home. If this story opened your eyes, like the video and subscribe. Share your thoughts below. Have you faced subtle prejudice in your community? How did you stand up? Let's keep this conversation alive.